Hi, everyone. How are we doing today?
I hope
How is
everybody,
everyone today?
I hope everyone is doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everyone around the world. I am your favorite tired neighborhood beard bro, Mr. Kennedy, and I am joined once again by the beautiful, illustrious, laid back, smart Kelsey Fearless. How are
Thank
you?
you, Ken. Great to be here. I am great. How are you today? A little tired, huh?
Yeah, it's getting towards the holidays, so everybody's flying in to see their families and stuff like that and all that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course of course, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's coming in, and everybody got the snotty attitudes. Just oh my
Right?
God, you just let me in here. I pay your paycheck. I'm like, you can go to another gate, lady. I don't gotta let you in
Right?
here.
Yeah. Like, get along. Get along. Because, yeah, that's airport, right?
No, I work in
Or what?
like a house community. Like it's like a big house
Oh, did
community.
you do airport?
Yes, I did.
Did you do airport? That's why I'm mixing up. Okay, so you're more like a gated guard, right? Yeah, okay. All right.
I've done every type of security that there is, with the
Yeah,
exception of
I was gonna
hospital.
say I wouldn't want to do hospital.
People,
I wouldn't want to do hospital.
but yes,
Sick people, mean.
I hope
Anyways,
everybody is doing well. Welcome to episode 13 of the Hot Takes podcast. We got a lot for y'all today, and we're all over the place, but we will give you a great show anyways, because that's what we do.
exactly. We will. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
We
And
yeah,
we will start with the foolishness. Fallout.
yeah.
Bethesda. Holy crap.
I was gonna say there's a lot. There's a lot here.
Yes. Bethesda with their $1,799 Fallout 76 bundle that they are charging everybody. Let that sink in.
Yep.
$1,799. And that's on sale, folks, because the original
That's on sale.
yeah, the original price is $2,000. I mean, huzzah! Wouldn't you like to spend $1,700 for like cosmetics in a game?
Right? Obviously. Oh my god.
And I love how
Oh,
I love how this article is trolling the hell out of Bethesda too. It's like it's not even Black Friday yet, and Bethesda just dropped the hottest deal of the Xbox Game Pass subscribers. The general Persona bundle is $1,799. Yes, that's a whopping $200 off. Y'all can go to hell with
good
that
deal.
stuff.
That's a
Yep.
great deal, Ken. What are you talking about? That's a great deal.
Yeah, and it's like, sure, 1,700 can buy you a decent car, which it damn sure could, and they could pay a lot of rent and give me a whole hell of a lot of hamburgers. There's a lot of things that
Oh, a lot of hamburgers.
it's ridiculous, and it's like all you get for this is you get a general uniform, 1,000 atoms, and a couple of cosmetics for $1,700. For $1,700,
What?
you better give me a 24 karat solid gold Xbox that cooks me
Yeah,
dinner.
there's a lot I can do with $1,700.
Yeah, these guys are crazy. Like, how the hell? Like, were they drinking when they were sitting in these meetings and stuff? Just like, you know what we should do?
Oh,
Get the hell
like
out of here.
no, like that's so real. And that's just, actually, Etsy in chat said, part of me wonders if Bethesda does stuff like this on purpose, just get free media coverage, possibly. But like, can we also remember the fucking? Was this not with? Which Fallout release was it? Was it 76 where there was like a collector's edition and they said it was going to be like a canvas bag? I can't remember, but the bag wasn't even canvas. Fallout 76 again, where they released it and you bought just the case. There's no CD in the case. Like,
Bethesda.
I feel like I feel like Fallout 76 is where Bethesda like channels all their evil into it just so they can,
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what you get: 1,000 atoms plus $500 bonus revolutionary general uniform. You get the 3 repair kits, 3 kits, and bragging rights. Because
And bragging rights.
I love
You
this
know what I
article,
mean?
man.
Yeah.
It's bullshit, man. Anybody, and you know that there will be some dumb idiot, rich McDouchebag out there that will buy it anyways just so he can show off to his friends.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
No disrespect,
Yeah,
y'all, Bethesda,
obviously.
but collector's edition, all this stuff, y'all can collect my size 19 boot in your asses. If you think,
Collect this.
if you think that, I
Right?
mean, just $1,700, Jesus Christ, man. It's like these games, they going crazy with this stuff. And it's not even like Fallout 76 is a new game. Even if isn't that an old ass game?
It's at like the bottom tier of Fallout games. Like, I'm sorry, Fallout 76 is the worst Fallout game. Like, it's bottom of the barrel compared to all the other Fallout games. Like, I'm sure they updated it, but like even when it first came out, like, I know people play it. It's just like, I don't know. It's the worst Fallout. It's the worst Fallout.
It reminds me of when the original Resident Evil 4 first came out. Remember when they were they were selling a collector's edition with the chainsaw controller and like a authentic leather Leon jacket, which wasn't really leather. And they were selling that junk for like $400-$500 for the GameCube. And I'm like, that's not even real leather, it's pleather, man.
Exactly. It's not even real. Like, it's nasty. It's nasty.
And you just know, just like when they were putting up remember the cardboard cutouts of like the what was it, the Nintendo Wii U controllers, and people were buying that stuff for like hundreds of dollars on eBay.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember.
Just dumb. If y'all spend money on that stuff, take that money and do something else with it. Go invest it in some dog food or something. You'll probably get your money back for that one. Don't freaking go and buy this bullshit. Cosmetics, anybody that spends that amount of money for cosmetics, whether it's Fortnite, whether it's Dead by Daylight, or any of these gacha games, you are a dumb idiot. And you need to have your bank account taken away from you. You need to have your cards cut up and never used again. Your parents need to say, you got a problem. Stop buying this garbage. Go buy some clothes, man.
Oh, exactly.
It's ridiculous, man. Yeah, Bethesda and their BS. Anyways, though, since we're on the subject of BS, let's talk about Nintendo. Huzzah!
Oh boy, Nintendo. I am having connection issues, just a heads up. But we can keep going.
You're still here. Like, I don't see any issues on my end, but...
Yep, I'll toss them at you if it does, and we'll keep going. Keep going. No issues.
Let me see real quick, because I have your stream up here. Let me see.
Well, if it's lagging, I can just...
You're all right. All right. Anyways, let's move on here.
Okay, that's good.
Nintendo is suing. They're suing the game. What is it? Palworld. The Palworld developers.
Palworld, yes.
For for copyright for patent infringements. They're claiming that their game Palworld is like Pokemon with guns. Now, I've never seen this.
Yep, I remember that.
I've never seen this game before, but I have kept up with the story because it's Nintendo. You know how it is.
Yeah.
That spoiled brat in the sandbox that don't want anybody else to have their toys.
Oh, exactly. This is like massive though. This is actually like massive.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this one is kind of massive. Especially just like, man, no one, you can go ahead and read it, but like it's actually no one's ever like stood up like this. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it says that the company filed a lawsuit. This was back on September 18th, an injunction against the infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Palworld, a game developed and released by defendant, infringes multiple patent rights. It says Nintendo will continue to take necessary actions against any infringement of its intellectual property rights, including Nintendo brands itself. So basically, they think that Palworld is basically copying them, plagiarizing them, as if there's,
Yep.
as if
Of
there's,
course they do.
as if there's no other franchises that have, have taken the ideas. Like, remember Card Captors, remember Yu-Gi-Oh, remember Digimon. I just seen.
Oh yeah, there's tons.
I just see Nintendo going crazy like that. What are they going to sue?
Yeah.
They're going to sue Monster Hunter next, Capcom, claiming that the dinosaurs are pets. Oh my God, they're copying us. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
man.
no, it's real. No, like it's absolutely crazy. And one of the things that's like insane to me is that like they're gonna fight it. I believe I saw. Oh, I wish I had got in a follow-up article, but yeah, I believe like they're gonna go against them, and that's actually crazy because Nintendo's tactic is to throw so much fuck you money at lawyers that the average person can't go against that, right? But if this gets fought, and the reason why Nintendo and a lot of other companies do that is because if this actually went to court, if something like this actually went to court, and the judge ruled in favor of the creators of Palworld, that sets a precedent that fucks over every other video game company, right? Like, they no longer can have an avenue to just that's a huge reason. But I just think it's cool that they're actually taking this to court.
Yeah, what is not cool is that the Pocket Pair community manager said that they received death threats from fans over the backlash, and I'm like,
that's not cool.
I'm like, okay, so here's the brain rot that comes out and just embarrasses all gamers. Death threat, like I said, you would think like Nintendo pays their paycheck or something. Like, why are you threatening these people?
Yep. Exactly.
You got some of the biggest games out there, like Fortnite even copied another game before that. Every game, in this day and age, every game has an idea that came before it. That's just like people from the Alone in the Dark series to get pissed off at Capcom because they did Resident Evil.
Exactly.
And for people from Resident Evil to be like, oh, well, Silent Hill is copying these guys. I'm like, no, they're not. It's their own thing.
Kind of they did.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't want to.
They kind of did, but at the same time, it's so different, right? They took the basis of Resident Evil, but it's so different. It's so different to the point that Resident Evil versus Silent Hill fandom was a real thing. You were either one or the other. That's why I never got into Resident Evil until I was older, because it was they were different, right? But if they had more power back then, and Capcom could have been, it could have been fought. Capcom could have patented, I'll get to another point, but Capcom could have just been an asshole and gotten ahead of it and tried to find a way to patent the survival horror gameplay, right? I'm guessing that's not allowed, but laws for, I know there are some. What's that game for GameCube where it has the sanity meter and it has effects?
Isn't that Fatal Frame?
I forget what that game is. No, it's not Fatal Frame. I'm trying to remember. Requiem. Sandy's Requiem. Yes, I believe. Who's that? Nintendo? Yeah, GameCube. The sanity system was actually patented. I think it's Nintendo, right? Like, they actually made, like, the Sandy system in that game was actually patented.
Yeah,
Isn't that fucking wild?
yeah. I
Isn't that
mean,
fucking wild?
I think that when you're making any type of media, like ideas should be for everyone. Like you protect your properties, but you can't be like, oh, you can't try your hand at this genre because we have games in this genre. Like everybody has the right to make
Yeah.
whatever games that they want, unless they're not blatantly copying something like, word for word.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, like
Yeah,
I said,
exactly.
that's just like Fire Pro fans, Human Interactive to sue WWE or 2K because it's another wrestling game. I'm like, come
Yeah,
on, man.
exactly.
And of
Exactly.
course, Tokyo, the boss of Pocket Pair, he said, of course, I love Pokemon. I respect it. I grew up with it in my generation. So he may have taken inspiration from Pokemon to create his own game. I don't see what's wrong with that. If you look
Yeah.
I'll give you a perfect example. Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, Dr. Slump. Dragon Ball is full of ideas from movies and from shows, like the artificial human art, the Kazuntai Seru art, Perfect Cell. All of that stuff clearly came from the Terminator series. Androids being created to destroy mankind. You got different ideas, and it's like, I just don't see why Nintendo was so tight-fisted about every damn thing.
I have no clue. I honestly have no clue. I feel like that's something I would be cool to actually read into, because I know, like, a big thing, they were very, 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 when they wanted to be like super family friendly, I know that they were very, very protective. But now I have no idea. I'm just going to say greed. Like, when you have one of the biggest franchises in the world, I'm just going to say that's greed at this point.
I mean, it's just, all it's doing is just turning people against Nintendo if it hasn't already happened, because it's like, come on, man, just leave these people alone. Don't y'all got anything better to do with your lives? They're kind of like the PETA of video games.
Oh, like, my God, right?
They just find something to get butthurt about. They run out of preparation H, and then they want to attack everybody and sue everybody.
Right. Oh my gosh. Emulated Nostalgia in chat said, petition to change Nintendo's name to Nintendo Sue. Nintendo Sue. That's so funny. It really is. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And that's why, again, like, I really hope, like, the creators of Palworld fight this. Because it's for, like, yeah, it's going to be horrible. Like, Nintendo's going to bully them at every chance they can get to try and get them to drop it. But if they do get through and they do win it, then yeah, Nintendo, like, actually all game, like, we'll be seeing, it's just like, yeah, we need laws like this. There's not as many laws for video games, right?
Not really, because people don't really think about that stuff. Honestly speaking, I'm not trying to be cynical. I just don't see these guys beating Nintendo, because Nintendo has all the money. They have more money. And, like, I'm not taking Nintendo's side because they're a bunch of dicks, but the game does resemble Pokemon. Like, it does resemble their properties. So I don't really see these guys winning this case. I think that the worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to settle out of court.
Yeah, but I don't know, though. Like, we'll see, yeah, because they're gonna be bled dry. Like, they're gonna be bled for every cent they take, right? Like, they probably will, but honestly, I think best case scenario, not even settle out of court. They will settle out of court, but they'll probably just agree to, like, take out and change some designs.
Yeah, they'll probably have to revamp, because fines. I just see Nintendo dragging this stuff out until they no longer have any more. The other company doesn't have any more money, and then what do you do after that?
Exactly. That's literally how it goes. That's how it goes.
And the people who get screwed in this is the fans, because it's like, you're eliminating a game that a lot of people like, Now, I've never played it. I have seen it, when you're on Twitch and stuff, but it's like, let people enjoy the game. That's all I'm saying. Why do y'all got to be like, oh, we got to be butthurt just for the hell of it?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like I said,
exactly.
they're like the PETA video games, because PETA would attack every franchise. Super Mario, they would.
Oh, right.
Remember when they were spending all their money on making like a Mario game where Mario's killing all these animals and stuff?
Yeah, or the Pokemon one where you're literally like dog fighting and the Pokemon are like sad and like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
I'm like, why are these shit biscuits? Why do they have all this money to do nothing with?
Yeah,
it's just funny. But I hope, I'm rooting for the other guys to win. Yeah, I'm really rooting for them to win, but I just don't see it happening with juggernaut like Nintendo.
Yeah. I don't.
So either one or two things is gonna happen. Either they're gonna have to change the game, or they're gonna have it taken down and canceled, which I really don't want.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be the first time that Nintendo has done that.
Oh, Nintendo's done so much. Nintendo has taken down like 50 million things. Like you could have like, honestly, you could have an Italian man in a red plumbing suit and no other mention, and Nintendo would swoop down. They probably like have this copter come down and that Italian man, like they drop a net and grab him and airlift him because now he's evidence. Taking him all the way to Japan, the poor dude's over the sea, like in this net. Like, what is going on?
You know what? That just gives me like a picture in my head. Like, imagine around Halloween time where people are dressed as Nintendo characters, and then all of a sudden,
right?
Like they go home and see like a freaking subpoena in their mailbox. You're being sued.
Exactly.
For copying Super Mario or Yoshi. Or
yeah,
Samus.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous, man. Anyways, I tell you.
Anywho.
Nintendo. It's always like Igor said, it's always bad news with Nintendo because Nintendo is not doing anything good these days.
Yeah.
When was the last time I had
They really aren't. They really aren't. They really aren't.
When was the last time I had any good news about Nintendo? We did 13 episodes of this, and everything that's been about Nintendo has been bad because they're assholes. They're greedy.
Yeah. When was the last time? Actually, I'm trying to think. Yeah. I'm like, how am I think on when was the last time that Nintendo actually did something good?
I can't even really think. And that's bad because Nintendo, I mean, even though they were greedy bastards back in the day when I was growing up, they weren't this bad. That's just like they're starving.
No, they weren't.
These companies are starving for attention. Weren't. That's what they are. They want attention. The spotlight is not on them. Same thing with Sony. Same thing with Microsoft. So they do dumb shit like this just to get people talking.
Exactly.
Anyways,
and they have so much power at this point. Anyways, continuing on. Actually, speaking of power.
Yeah, let's talk about this whole. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but it's like Annapurna. Is that how it's pronounced?
Oh, Annapurna video game team. Yeah, I think it's Annapurna. What is it, Annapurna or Annapurna? Anyways, we got this. Let's just we'll get it.
Yeah, the only thing that's bad about a bad video game company is a company that loses their whole entire development team.
Yep.
And it is insane. It says that this is back on September 12th, that the entire Annapurna Interactive, the video game publishing division of Megan Ellison, it says that they all retired. You're talking about all 25 members, all collectively resigned. And when I read that, I was like, wow, what the hell happened? This is one of the hardest.
You know who Megan Ellison is, right?
No, I don't. You're going to have to educate me.
She's the daughter of Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison created Oracle. You know, like Oracle Java, like there's so many Oracle products we use. Like huge, and this is nepotism at its finest, because her father is like top, top in the tech industry, and I'm like, when I saw who she was, I laughed, because I'm like, oh my god, like she's just this rich girl, like trying to, like, with no bit, like, it happens all the time. You see this all the time now, especially now that, like, all the billionaires, that they've had kids and they're growing up. You can see them nepo babies, and they're put in these positions, and they have no right to be doing them, right? Like leading a whole team and shit. Like, I guarantee you, like, she got propped up because her father is Larry Ellison, right? Like, think of it. Oh my god, Etsu in chat, Oracle. One rich asshole called Larry Ellison. That's actually perfect. But yeah, like, it's nepotism at its finest. So I would bet she was probably a nightmare to work with. Just a spoiled brat. Like, oof. Anyways.
I mean, it's just, I know for a fact that they couldn't reach an agreement. That's why they all walked out.
No.
Like the.
But that's bad.
Yes, it is. When your whole entire team, and they just sold, because this ties to the next one. They had to, in order to acquire the Alan Wake and Control films for television, the rights were acquired by Annapurna in exchange for financial half of Control 2, which is coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
oh my gosh.
They really had to scramble, because, like I said, when your whole entire team walks out on you, and like it says that we're committed to existing slate of games. In other words, it's probably Alan Wake and Control and all of that stuff that when they working on that. The remaster of Alan Wake, the Alan Wake games, the Max Payne games, and Control 2, which is supposed to be coming out. So this is the absolute worst time for your team to just be like, you know what? And I guarantee it's such a fumble. I guarantee it was over money. I guarantee it.
Oh, it was. And that's what I mean, though. Like, it's one, like, that must be an absolute nightmare to work with if it's over money. But like, when everyone's walking out at once, and it's because you can't reach an agreement, like that, I can't imagine the shit show. I'm interested in, like, watching this, and like, because I want to eventually get to the what's the word? When people start dishing out the dirt, like, I want to know how bad it was. No, because it's one thing when you can't reach an agreement, but usually, it happens all the time with strikes. Usually they reach an agreement, but everyone just walking out, like, I need to know.
Well, it's probably, like I said, it's definitely over money most of the time. Like, I can pretty much do an educated guess. Probably ungodly hours for little pay. And, when you're working under a spoiled brat like that, she was probably a shitty boss.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
My dad told me not to judge a book by its cover, but looking at this woman's picture, she definitely looks like a douche nugget.
Yeah.
Like, she
definitely looks
like she just tortures these people, man.
Oh yeah, I've worked for a nepo baby. And oh my god, his father had to, like, tell him a couple times, like, go home.
Yeah, it's like,
so you know what I mean? Like, it's bad when your father, who is trying to give you the business, is like, go home. Like, yeah. So I believe probably an absolute spoiled brat.
Yeah, the new president, Hector Sanchez, said he told the developers that they will honor existing contracts and replace whatever staff left the company. Now, my question is this: while they're scrambling to find people, that's probably going to put delays on these games. you know.
Yeah,
'Cause
but it's cheaper to hire people. It's cheaper to hire a team at one set price than renegotiate with everyone else.
well,
That's one of those slimy things. Like, that's what they're going to do. They're literally going to hire another team, probably at a cheaper pay than what the other team did.
so they're probably gonna go the outsource route, where they outsource
Yeah.
it and have people who have no idea what the game is and what these games
Yeah.
are about work on these games, and that scares me, because remember when Silent Hill did that,
Yep.
and we ended up with Homecoming, and we ended up with Shattered
Yep.
Memories and all them other bullshit boring ass games.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Or it's just going to be given to a bunch of unskilled people, and we're going to end up with like unoptimized, unplayable bullshit of a good title, right? That's the other side of it. Is I've been seeing that. You can tell because now a lot of publishers are outsourcing to just like these random studios. Bloober. But it's, but it's like, man, you used to produce quality, and now you're giving it to not the A team or the B team, but the C team. Like the C team. The people that are just, waiting around.
And this thing that sucks is like my excitement level for Control 2 has dropped significantly because
Yeah.
I don't trust it. It's like, what do you do I mean, number one, you wasted all of these people's time who sweat. I used to work for EA, so I watch how hard these people work on these games. Laugh. I mean, you guys can laugh, but I watch people work 12, 13, 14 hours in front of a screen just trying to get one section of a game to work. So it's like, and I think that the tide is turning with the video game companies and the people who work for them. I think that they're just getting tired because the update on the strike, they went back on strike because they didn't get everything that they wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
exactly.
I think that the tide is turning, that these companies can't keep shortchanging people and working these people like dogs. And then expect for people to work. So, she gets what she deserves. Like, I don't know her personally, but, that's like the second team that she's lost in a row.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually, is it really? Oh, God. Yeah, that's bad. Like, look at the common denominator here.
Yeah, I mean, in order for a whole entire team, because that does not happen very often.
No.
You maybe have one or two people that leave, but a whole entire team, something ain't right there. Like, I'm gonna keep up with this story, but so Control 2 might be delayed. The Alan Wake games, the remaster, is gonna be delayed, and they talking about movies. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. So they gave, like I said, moving on to the next one because it's connected. The Alan Wake and Control films and television rights acquired by the same company that people walked out on.
Yep.
In exchange, like I said, in exchange for financing half of Control 2, so they had to finance half of the game.
Yeah, I remember that. I actually remember this. I remember that. I actually remember when they announced that they got financing for Control 2. That was a while ago, but yeah. Oh my God, still.
And Annapurna will finance 50% of Control 2, but now that this happened before this story, we're definitely in trouble with this game. Like, it's gonna be delayed. Like, at best, we'll probably get the Max Payne remasters because that's already done.
Yeah.
So we'll get that, and then after that, would probably just be delayed, and that's gonna suck, man.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. It's gonna suck. It's not gonna be fun.
But what can you do? Like I said, meanwhile, us fans are just stuck, with our hands out, just waiting for the finished product.
Exactly. And where is it? Right?
It's just all kinds of bullshit, man. And I'm gonna keep
Exactly.
up, definitely keep up with this story, man, because I want to see.
Yeah, I
where
gotta
this
know
goes.
the dirt.
I gotta know. Now,
Yeah.
we move on to more stupidity. Former Blizzard boss says that the $700 price tag for the PS5 Pro is more like getting a $350 upgrade because it aims for people who can trade their PS5s in at places like GameStop.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm like, are these people like poisoned over there? Like, I don't know what the heck is going on. It says former Blizzard president Mike, I don't know how to pronounce it, Ybarra.
Ibarra? I'm not
Ybarra.
sure. Call him Mike.
Yeah, Mike. It's like has some
Mike.
thoughts on the newly revealed PS5 Pro controversial $700 price tag, which, by the way, I told y'all that it wasn't going to be that
900 in
long.
Canada.
Yeah, I told y'all that as soon as we read that story about Japan, that it wasn't going to be that long, that we was going to get that $700 price tag.
Yep.
This guy says, hold on, my screen's kind of messed up here. What's going on over here? Give me 1 second, folks. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
This guy says, he says, no matter how you slice it, $700 is a lot of money in the best of times. He's saying, I think of it a bit differently, arguing that you can take your console, people who have the PS5, they can take it to GameStop and trade it. So it's like getting a discount of $350 off. And I'm like, as I said to Kelsey before, I said, number one, he assumes that everybody has a PS5, which a lot of people don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Number two, if he thinks that GameStop is going to give anybody $350, he's crazy, man.
That's also, yeah, exactly. That's insane to think that.
And the fact that he's like I said to you, he's twisting himself into a pretzel trying to defend this crap, and it doesn't.
Mental gymnastics.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? I'm like, I don't care how you put it. $700 is a lot of money to spend on a damn console. A lot of people can't do it. They don't have.
And then you have to buy the games.
You got to buy the games, then you got to buy the damn pass so that you can play online.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
And it's like, yo, like, how can you defend this? And he's like, oh, yeah, so let's say the people who do have that can trade their console and get a decent amount of money. What about the people who are just buying the PS5? They never had one. How do you explain that, dumbass?
Well, I guess here's the thing, like, people will trade them in, and then, yeah, people who've never had PS5s can get regular PS5s for cheaper, thus expanding Sony's, but here's the other thing. Here's the thing. This was the initial first thing. How many of those PS5s that get traded in are just going to sit in a landfill? Like, that was my first thought, was like, when they were talking about, yeah, just upgrade your old console. I'm like, okay, eventually, not, like, it's just insane to me. It's just insane to me because, yeah, the waste that's going down, because not, like, once everyone's upgraded to a PS5 Pro who wants it, and everyone who wanted to get a PS5 secondhand, like, once that's done, like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do with all the inventory? Like, it's going to get fucking chucked in a landfill somewhere.
It'll probably end up in China, Japan, where people would take the shell and make like these old retro consoles with the emulators in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, yeah, it's so stupid. It's so stupid and it's so out of touch. So out of touch.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the PS5 Pro is not, like I said before, they're not really giving you anything different than what the original PS5 has. What, a little bit extra memory? It's a little faster. I read the specs in an earlier episode. Just get like Sean says in my chat, he's just gonna get the PS5, not the PS5 Pro. Just get the original console, man. If you already have it, it's not worth the upgrade. That's like, having the original PS5. It's like having the iPhone 14. And it's like, should I get the 15? No, because it's the exact same phone. just with a higher
Yeah.
number.
Yep, exactly.
And the fact that
Yeah, exactly.
and the fact that you have people like this who think like that gives me a big insight to how these gaming companies think. They think we're stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna flash this shiny new toy in front of them, or a shiny gold thing, and they're just gonna buy whatever we put out here. And it's like you can put sprinkles on a turd, but it's still a turd.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think maybe a big thing too is like we're PC people, and Ezio send chat can't get a gaming PC that does all the things a pro can do for the same price tag. Here's the thing though, you can if you are into owning a PC as a hobby. A hobbyist does not buy a brand new PC all at once. A hobbyist waits for deals, they see what part they want to upgrade for, and then they wait for a deal. And then that's how I upgrade my entire rig for $600. But for most people, owning a desktop is like, it's just they don't need it for anything else, right? It's just the thing that's absurd to me is like I don't know. It's just an absurd price. But that is the thing. Most people don't want to have to deal with a PC, right? Because again, owning a PC is a hobby on its own, right? So I see the appeal, but damn.
I mean, I would rather at this point, I'd rather have a PC because at least you can upgrade it. I'd rather take that money that I would spend on a PS5 Pro and just upgrade my PC and know.
Oh man, I would.
And know that it's gonna last.
I could get to next gen with the Pro. See here, a PS5 Pro is $900. I could upgrade my entire rig to next gen.
$900
for that amount.
$900.
Yeah, I could upgrade my entire rig. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. For us, $8.99.
Real quick, yes. I gotta run to the facilities, so I'm gonna let Kelsey take it over. That's what happens when you fast for 2 days straight. Be right back.
Yeah, you get going. You're good. Be right back. That's okay. All right, but yeah, I totally get that. It's just like I was talking about this actually yesterday. We're starting to get to the point where I feel like consoles just can't keep up with PC anymore. And that usually happens. And then we get a new console. Right? That usually happens and then we get a new console, right? But it's I think the problem is it's hurting both consoles and PC, but PC is the source of it. Yeah, $900 is insane. Exactly. I can upgrade my entire computer to next gen for that, which is like insane. But yeah, it's just it's so annoying because trying to compare the capabilities of PC and console is it's not a thing again. There is a point in the life cycle of a console's generation where it's matched with PC in performance. And then it starts to get less and less and less. And the PS5 Pro, the PS5 Pro won't even be able to match the need that we need a PS6 is what I'm saying. But we're also getting to the point where they are jacking up, they're just completely jacking up the price while not rebuilding anything. It's absolute, it's just crazy.
Right,
I don't know. It's yeah. Anyways, welcome back. We're just talking about how there is a point in a console's life cycle where it matches the average computer, right? They kind of, it peaks and then PC starts to outperform console. And I'm seeing that happen a lot now, but rather than just making a new, like a PS6, instead of PS6, well, now you're getting the PS5 Pro, and then it still can't hit the same performance. They'd have to rebuild it and do it. But I mean, that there's the other part. Here's the other part. It's the same problem that laptops have. It's so expensive because smaller parts, and they need more complex cooling. Because you're like, it's with the laptop. Like with the laptop, you're paying way more just to get like the GPU like a GPU that fits in a laptop. That's why they're so expensive, right? So I can't even imagine what a PlayStation console that could, like the price of a PlayStation console that could match a next gen PC right now. Like that'd be crazy.
Honestly, I don't think there's much more that they can add to these consoles. Like PC, there's a reason why they say PC is king, because PC, minus Intel, because they had their bullshit, but they'll always have ways that they can just make things more powerful. And these consoles are kind of struggling to keep up. And they are, speaking of the PS6, well, I'll talk about that story on episode 14, but Intel lost out on $30 million. A $30 million deal that that AMD swooped in and picked up right from under their feet when it comes to the processors and the chips for the PS6.
Yeah. AMD, they trip and they fall and then they keep going, And NVIDIA just hops and skips and is like, issues, nah, there's no issues, there's no obstacles. That's NVIDIA. Like, we're the only ones who have this technology, so you'll like it.
Yeah, meanwhile, Intel keeps slipping and sliding down the damn hill because it doesn't seem like they know what the hell they're doing now. But
they're trying their best.
I'll definitely talk about that more in detail on the next episode. But yeah, I mean, what else can you possibly do? Because it's like the Xbox, they hit the wall. We'll talk more about that at the end of the show, as far as how the gaming industry is really it's starting to die out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it is.
So stay tuned for that segment. Anyways, though, let's move on here because this is more of a funny haha type of thing. A Catholic priest spent $40,000 of church money on Candy Crush and slot machine apps.
Oh my Lord.
Talk about addiction, folks.
Right? Oh man, spending the almighty dollar. That's what he was. Ooh.
Yeah, it says a Pennsylvania priest is facing criminal charges after police said he stole thousands of dollars of church funds and used them for App Store transactions like virtual slot machines, Mario Kart, Candy Crush, and Pokemon Go. Jesus Christ. It says Lawrence Kozak, a former pastor of St. Thomas More Parish in Pottstown, spent over $214,000 on his Apple ID. And I'm like, for these games?
Man, like he's going to hell, and when he goes to hell, Satan is going to put him in front of a giant microtransaction filled game, except he can't redeem and he can't pay for any of the microtransactions, so he just has to sit and wait for the timers, except the timers are like 600 years. That's what's going to happen. That's what he's going to get for that. Like he is like, he's just going to have to sit there and wait for his resources. That's going to happen. Yeah,
that's going to be his living hell. And then God will come down here and he'll be like, I'm going to have to, I'm going to need my money. You're going to have to pay that money right here.
Yeah. Oh my God. Right? No, God's going to come down and give him a gift card. It's going to be $100 gift card for the currency. and he's going to redeem it, and it's going to say card already redeemed.
Hey, man, I can hear God myself. He'd be like, I'm here, my child. I'm gonna need you to pay all of that money that you stole from my church, and I will make it so that all of your games are gonna make you wait in real time, and you will never be able to pay to get ahead in the game.
Oh my god. Man. But yeah, that's so bad. Like, that's so bad.
Yeah, I
Those
mean,
games are so predatory, though. It's crazy.
There's a reason why they call them gotcha games. Like, they will get your
Yeah.
ass.
They do. They do get your ass.
Like them games like Temple Run and stuff and all of that. You know, what it requires you to spend real money to get costumes and all that stuff. And you got people that easily get addicted. Now, virtual slots, it's not like you're winning money out of that. It's just a game.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It said that he alleged over 2,000 transactions and marked it as gaming from September 2019 to June 2022. And
Good Lord.
I'm like, damn, slot machine apps named in the complaint: Cash Frenzy, Willy Wonka's Vegas casino slots, the Wizard of Oz slot machines.
Man, it's actually it's actually fucking insane how unregulated gambling, gambling is heavily regulated, but it's the same thing as the tobacco company, right? They're going to tell you that what you're doing is bad for you, and they're going to give you, here's a form if you want to I forget what the term is, self-exclude or whatever. Like, you can ban yourself. You can write down to ban yourself from casinos, But, there are ways that, you can actually stop going to a physical casino. You can stop going out. But then you have it on your phone, and there's no regulation. So, and that's what they're hoping for. I think it's the top 1%? The whales, right? They're called whales. I think it's the top it's either the top 1% or the top 10%. I think it's top 10%. But make 90%, pay 90% of the income. And it's just, that's what they're trying to do. All these tiny little microtransactions, those are just that's literally coffee money to them compared to these addicts. And they are so perfectly there's just so much, and they're not as regulated, and it's just, they're so predatory. So this dude is fucked, and he should have gotten help, which is crazy because he's a priest, right?
Yeah, that's the deeper issue. As funny as this is, he stole money from his church. That's money that comes from people that trust in this guy.
Yeah.
And it's you're sick when you're starting to do stuff, when you're starting to steal from people just to feed your habit. And it doesn't matter if it's alcohol, drugs, video gaming, doesn't matter if it's
could be anything.
Yeah. And it's
there's a joke on The Simpsons, Fabergé egg addiction. It could be anything, but anyways, continue.
Yeah, it's just, that is sick. And I think that this guy should serve some time in jail. He talking about he paid $10,000 back to the debt. And I'm like, so what? I'm like, that's not.
Yeah.
It's funny to me how people think they could just make these problems go away. It's not going to go away.
Nope. You can't erase the principle of the situation.
And he won't be able to go back to being no pastor ever again, nor should he. And people should not attend churches with guys like that.
Exactly.
And I feel sorry for the people who paid their money to this guy.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing that, it's one thing if people are embezzling from a business, right? That they're providing, providing for a business, but it's a church. That money's coming from the collection plate. That money's coming from donors in the church. That's all coming from the people who attend the church, right? You're stealing out of every single person's pocket, and they gave that money out of the kindness of their heart,
Yeah.
right? And that's like the fucked up part. Like, it's one thing if it was a business, but like, yeah, and a nonprofit, like, it's just that's way different.
And
That's
no,
way different.
and normally, like back in the day, they used to use that money to help the homeless or to help people who,
Everything.
in financial need. And it's like, you got stuff like
Yeah.
this. Like, it's just
Yep.
sad. It's really sad.
Yep, they still do that. They still host like around here. The churches will still host like lunches and everything. Like, yeah, churches are now less of a religious thing, more of like a social thing and help people. Because you're right, yeah, like that money does go into helping feed people. Getting clothing for people. Toys. I know mine does toy donation drives every Christmas for kids. Like, and that's getting put into a phone. So I know it's like chicken and egg. Like, I know the root of the problem is the way these games prey on people, but at the same time, geez, dude.
Yeah, have some self control, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Get help.
I think the last time I bought in game currency for a game, like you got to go back 3 years. Like I don't want it that badly.
Yeah. I gotta think like years ago, yeah. Probably like 5 at this point.
Yeah, it's just it's embarrassing. Like this next item that we have here.
Yeah.
Now we already bagged on Nintendo, so now we got to bag on Xbox again because of their silly bullshit.
Of course, yes.
For those of y'all who, well, real quick, y'all see that? Y'all see my collection back there? See all them statues and figures back there? Look at that Son Gohan right there, Broly,
Yeah.
Undertaker. Yeah, I collect a lot of figures and stuff. Anyways, Xbox. For those of y'all who have the the Game Pass, if y'all notice, like they started removing a lot of the AAA titles from the standard tier. So there's a lot of games that you won't have access to without having to actually pay more money.
Yeah.
And welcome to,
and
that's exactly how it's going to be. They're going to give you the standard and low tiers that you're not going to have access to certain games. They're going to start taking stuff away.
Netflix did that.
Yep. And it's like, I saw this coming because as soon as they all do that, all these streaming services do that crap. Don't be surprised when they start putting ads in your Xbox, your standard tier pass or something like that.
They already do.
Do they
They
really?
already do. The Xbox is already, like, when I had an Xbox, the amount of advertisements, like, for Game Pass all the time, but, like, there'd always just be fucking ads for, like, other Xbox services, and, I didn't like it.
It's bullshit. So it's like, they redid all of their tiers, and it's saying that the new Xbox standard tier replaced the old one. I think this is European money though, but it says $10.99, which is probably like $12 for us. And like some of the games that they removed from this, like this a list here. I'm not gonna read all of it. I'm gonna read the big ones that you guys might be interested in. Diablo 4 has been taken off of the list. So Diablo 4 that just came out, you can't play it on the standard tier. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, who the hell cares? But if that's the type of game that you like, that's no longer on the standard tier. If you play MLB The Show 24, that game is taken off the standard tier pass.
Man, I love the show.
Payday 3, Senua Saga Hellblade 2, that's taken off. Starfield is also taken off the standard tier. So you're losing, and also further down the list, Valorant is also taken off of the standard tier pass.
Ooh, people aren't gonna like that. So the Valorant one, people are gonna be pissed.
So they're making it so that, like, they're cornering you, making it so that you have to pay more money to play, the higher tier games. And that's bullshit, because it's like, why do that? And they know people are going to do it because they want to play these games, right?
Yeah.
And this is how
exactly.
And this is how I see this going. How much do you want to bet? Like what's today's date? Because I'm tired. September
What's today? The 22nd?
22nd.
Yes.
Y'all remember this quote, September 22nd, 2024, when Mr. Kennedy sat here and said that all gaming consoles are going to go digital. All of them are going to go digital, and then we're all going to have to rely on these damn game passes and all of this bullshit, and they're going to have us by the balls.
Thanks, PC. If I want to own it, I'll find it online and own it.
And you're gonna have to pay. They're gonna have these basic passes where you don't have access to like I said, the WWE stuff and the the NFL and all of the big games that y'all like. Then you're gonna have the standard pass as you have here. Then they're gonna have the high pass, and then they're gonna have like the ultimate pass where you get access to every game out there. I guarantee it.
Yeah, and that's just like that. That's so. That's like so bad for people who are using it for like 1 or 2 games. You know what I mean? Like, and that's like, like Valorant, like so many people play that. Diablo, so many people play that. You know, it's just like, so many people are not going to be pleased. Like, it's one thing to add another tier. That's fine. Because like, that's a fuck ton of games you actually get. Right, but removing items from a tier, like, and I do believe some games are usually timed. Like, I think some games, they do take them off after X amount of time so they can put in new games, right? Which is fine. I know, just because I know there's some games they never take out. But to take a game that people had access to and paid for, and when they got Game Pass, they agreed with you that they were going to pay for this game. And if you never said you were taking it off, but then you just move it to an upper tier, that's fucked. You know, it's one thing to remove a game after X amount of time. Like, that's fine, right? Like, that's perfectly fine. You're going to get new games in its place. But to take a game and then just go, now you have to pay more for it, that's fucked.
Yeah, that's bullshit because it's like I just call Revy. I'll just call you that. You know who I'm talking about, Revy.
Rev,
They when you're playing a game like Valorant, which a lot of people play, imagine going to log on to your Xbox console and you no longer have access to that game. These people are gonna be pissed off.
Oh yeah.
And there's gonna be a lot of backlash because it's like And if you are that one person, like say they took let's see, Dead by Daylight. We'll just use that as an example. They take Dead by Daylight off the standard thing and make it on the like the ultimate pass. If that's the only game that you play, that's gonna piss you off, man. Like I don't know what Microsoft is doing over there. Like they're just doing all kinds of ass backwards shit.
Dragging ass is what they're doing.
You know, they're
fucking up at every step.
They are. They're pushing the Game Pass with the Amazon Fire Stick, where they just give you an Xbox controller and the Fire Stick itself. Like that's gonna do anything. Now they're doing this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's gonna just become a streaming thing. Like, just gonna become a streaming box.
That's what I think. I think all of these consoles are going to be streaming only. They're going to be cloud-based systems and all of that crap. So you're so you're buying games you don't even own.
Nope.
And they could easily just remove it anytime that they see fit. Because anytime that those cloud servers go down, you can't play your games. You're screwed.
Microsoft actually already did this. Microsoft already did this to us before. Games for Windows Live. They got rid of that when they got rid of that was their launcher, Games for Windows Live, and then they got rid of it, and there were a ton of games that got broken because they needed to connect to the Games for Windows Live launcher. can remember that. I can remember that. I'm sure they did a fix. I have no clue, but I can remember as soon as they got rid of that, like it fucked up a lot of games.
Yeah, and it's just that they're punishing us for no reason. They're forcing people to pay more money for no reason at all. And it's just like, come on, like I don't even work for a video game company, but I can do better than this. Like I would have it,
right.
like if you pay for the ultimate pass, you get all the backwards compatibility. Like you get all the old Xbox games that, you know, from the original Xbox, the 360, the Xbox One. Give them bang for their buck. Don't take games away, because this reminds me of like the games that you can only play online, like online only games, because when that server fails, that game is no good.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's even what I talk about. And it's with these fucking launchers. Like even when the launchers go, like what's going to happen? Like what's going to happen when these games require launchers to actually like authenticate them and play them?
And
right, like when those launchers go, because that already happened, and it breaks games.
And you can't do that on console anyways. So it's like, you know, it's just
exactly.
I don't know what's going on here, but they're really fucking up. All these companies are fucking up in their own ways, man. And it's just it's infuriating as a gamer, because it's like, what do we do now? Like, what do we do?
Exactly.
You know, people are going to want to play Valorant. They're going to want to play these games.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff, even though I'm not a fan of that stuff. But, you know, you got a lot of people who like playing stuff. And it's like, they don't want to have to pay extra money to pay that. I would just get a PC, get a PC, go on Steam or go on CD Keys and just buy it from there. And that's it.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing that's nice about PC. Is if I miss a sale, like say I miss like a rock bottom price sale, someone bought like 500 of those keys while they were on sale, so I didn't miss the sale. Like the lowest price that it, like, that's what I love, is if there is a rock bottom price sale and you missed it, it doesn't matter, because now on key sites, it's always going to be that rock bottom sale price.
Yep.
And that's how I've gotten like 5 or 6 like AAA games for literally like $30.
Yeah.
Just because of that.
I bought all of my games with the exception of Evil Within. I bought all my games from CD Keys. Like with the Tomb Raider stuff that I'm playing, I bought 5. I bought Tomb Raider 2013, Shadow of Tomb Raider, Rise of Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider Legends, and Anniversary, all for like under $15.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, exactly.
You know, you can't do that with console, folks. And
nope.
You know, but it's just, I don't know what they hope to accomplish with this. This is gonna fail, and they better be prepared for that shitstorm that's gonna come after them. When the fans really start to notice this stuff, oh, Microsoft is in trouble, man. They're in trouble.
Oh yeah. Oh, they are.
Because this reminds me of the first time I'll do this point, then I'll move on. But when they were getting ready to come out with the Xbox One, remember all of the bullshit that they wanted to include with it, ads, and they wanted it to be online only, and they wanted it to be to where once you register with it, nobody else can play your console.
Yeah.
And if you go to a friend's house and you want to play the game with them, like you can only log into your account for like an hour or 2 hours, and then it cuts off.
Yep.
Bullshit like that. They wanted to implement that, and then when they saw all the people that was like, they went over to the PS4 ship, then they're like, okay, we'll change all this.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to continue on, I'm just going to do my BRB.
Got you. And that
just real quick, entertain the people.
Yeah, that right there told me where Microsoft's head was, because they were trying to do a variety box instead of a gaming console. And that, you know, when the Xbox One was about to come out, I'm like, yo, there's no way they could possibly be serious about this. a console that's online only, a console where, like I said, you can only sign into your account at somebody else's Xbox for 2 hours, and then it cuts you out. You can't do family share. These are the things that they wanted to put on us. They wanted it to be more of a streaming box. And I don't understand. Maybe they're just doing this stuff for attention. I don't know. Because every decision Microsoft has made when it came to the Xbox has just been hit. Miss. It's been miss. Their console sales have tanked. They're selling the Game Pass with the Amazon Fire Stick, which is not going to go anywhere because a lot of people aren't going to buy that shit. You know, and it's just like they're playing the Google Stadia playbook. Remember the Google Stadia? When they came out, they were all ambitious about that, the Google streaming gaming servers, and that shit it went over like a fart in the wind. Nobody even remembers it. So it's like, man, damn. And the people who suffer is us. Because, you know, we want the products. We want to play these games, man. And it's like when y'all screw people like that, this is why I can't buy Microsoft stuff no more. I don't support Sony. I don't support Nintendo either because they're all a bunch of greedy bastards who just screw over the fans. And it's like, you know, I don't know what it is with these guys. I think they got an Oedipus complex where they think that we need them. They need us because it's our money that pays for all of their systems and all of their games and stuff. And when you bite the hand that feeds you, don't be surprised when you end up being bankrupt. Or Nintendo, don't be surprised when Nintendo goes the way of Sega just making games for other consoles because they screwed the pooch. And it's just like, I'm tired of this shit, man. And it's like, as a gamer, it's kind of like, you know, I'm becoming more and more or less interested in gaming because I'm like, why? I'm not going to spend $70 for a damn game. You know, I'm not going to pay $700 for a console. The hell, fuck y'all, man. Welcome back.
Thank you. Rant
is over, folks. But that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about these tight-fisted bastards, man. Anyways. Let's move along here. Now this one is kind of crazy. I had to read this one. This one it says Italian authorities bust a $52 million video game trafficking ring. Criminals smuggled pirated games and bootleg consoles from China.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy shit!
It's crime time. It's video game crime time.
Yeah, it is crime time, folks. It would not be a hot takes episode without that. It says that the Italy Financial Police reported dismantling a sizable video game and console trafficking operation in Italy based primarily on bootleg consoles with pirated video games from China. Jesus Christ. It says that roughly $52.5 million when converted over to USD. That's our money, US money.
Yeah. It's a lot of cash.
It says that they seized over 12,000 consoles with pirated games. Holy crap. Wow. And it says the pirated games were primarily popular franchises like, you know, from Nintendo, from Sega, from Atari.
Get wrecked, really? Nintendo.
Really? Atari? But Super Mario Brothers, Street Fighter, Star Wars. Damn, Atari though? Like, is people really clamoring to buy Atari games these days?
Apparently.
It says that they were imported, and I know about that because I know in China they make like those retro consoles that I was just talking about, where they just take consoles that look like your consoles, you know, the console that you know, and then it ends up just being like some old hacked Nintendo games or Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, it's just an emulator inside. Yeah, they're kind of cool. Like, if you just want some cheap, like if you want a cheap emulator but you want the physical, like the actual physical experience. I want to look for things like that, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is, isn't it? That's what it's gonna be. It's just some bootleg emulator on it
Yeah, they're
with
saying
a
that
shell painted.
it's saying that these guys are facing up to 8 years in prison with pending case results. So it doesn't really look too good for them because,
No.
I know what they do with this stuff because you're gonna have people who have never played video games before and they're not gonna know any better. So when you go on eBay and you go on Amazon and you're like, oh, they can put, oh, here's a Nintendo Switch for dirt
Yeah.
cheap, and they're gonna pick it up and they'll be like the Nintendo, the Nintendo stick or something like that.
The Nintendo stick, yeah, like the classic grandma gift.
Yeah,
You know? Like I call that the classic grandma gift where like she's like, "Oh, I know you like video games," and she gives you a video game and it's like the lamest, weirdest thing ever. You know what I mean? And you're like, "Thanks, grandma."
And it's always them bullshit boxes that have like all these video game characters and none of them are in any of these games.
Yeah. Yeah, or back in the day, like those like 501 carts. Those
Oh
were
my
like
God.
gold to parents, right? Because they didn't know the difference, and all they would think is, really, like 500, like, oh wow, 500 games, and then you get them, and they're like the shittiest games
Yeah,
that've ever existed.
remember Action 52, everybody, for the Nintendo?
Yeah, like maybe 3 of those games actually worked.
Yeah, and they were
And
all,
it was to sell, and wasn't it made to sell those the cheetah game?
Yeah,
Like, that's what it was. It was made to, yeah, and they wanted it to be like the next, like, Ninja Turtles, Street Fighter shit.
yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but it's like 3 cheetahs that fight and stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to the angry video game nerd. But
Yeah, that's where I saw it first, too. And then I got an Action 52 on an emulator, and yeah, like, nothing worked.
it's just,
It was true.
you know what's funny though, because it kind of reminds me of when your parents or your grandparents would go out and buy you those Tiger electronic handhelds.
Yes.
You're like, I want Mega Man.
Yes.
I want Mega Man too. And then they come home with that freaking Tiger electronic, which every kid had, because what else was you gonna do?
Right?
It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like it looked like calculated graphics and stuff. Like, oh god, like that brought up memories, man. I had a Batman one.
Yep.
That one sucked. It's just Street Fighter. I'm like, oh my god. Like y'all remember that stuff?
Yep. I remember. I absolutely remember. Yes.
Yeah, but definitely,
crazy.
they are, they're facing 8 years in prison as they should, and they confiscated all of those consoles, and they'll probably end up back in China again, and somebody else will pick them up and try to sell them. Because remember remember the Soldier Boy bullshit when
I remember that. Yes.
when the dude was buying up all of these bootleg consoles and trying to claim them as consoles that he made.
I remember.
And then he ended up getting in a lot of trouble, and he had to pull all of that. That's what you get.
Yep. That's what you get. Exactly.
Okay. I hate to do it again, but the facilities is calling again. So
the facilities are calling again.
Yes, like Kennedy, use us. I will be right back again.
Yeah. I will see you in a second, Ken. Yeah, man, the bootleg games. I remember those, though. I remember those, and I also remember having an EverDrive. And one thing that I always thought was funny was that secondhand, I also had a what do you call it? Like, what do you guys call it when you like jailbreak a Nintendo thing? Like a homebrew store. And yeah, I remember how I had this DS. It had like a hack thing on it, And I can remember bringing it into, like, I have two DSs, right? And brought it into, like, the pawn shop to do whatever, and they were pissed. They were pissed. Because they had to, like, reset it and do everything. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, or I can remember, but I also remember having an EverDrive. And an EverDrive was absolutely legit. Like, EverDrive was absolutely legit. That was, let's bring that back for a second. Man, I miss that. I like emulation. It's just, like, if I have a choice, yeah, I would prefer to have, like, a console as well. I like emulation's all right. Welcome back, but you know,
back.
welcome back.
Yes.
What do we have next?
Well, you was in the
More
middle.
prime time.
You was in the middle of something.
Oh, I was just ranting about emulators, but I'm ready for more crime time.
Hey, yo, we should call it that too.
Yep, it's crime time.
Yeah, there's more crime stories here. Delaware man accused of trying to steal a video game consoles from 3 stores within hours. This one is crazy. Luckily, nobody got hurt, but this one is crazy. It says a Delaware man was arrested after authorities he tried to steal a video game console from 3 different store locations.
Oh my god!
And was twice fought off by employees.
At Best Buy.
It says, oh my god, dude. So he got beat up by two employees, man. It says Christopher Trexler, 27, attacked a Best Buy cashier.
Holy crap.
As she was trying to ring up a video game console and an Apple device at the store.
What the fuck?
It said Trexler allegedly pinned the cashier against the shelf and grabbed the merchandise and tried to flee from the store while being chased by other Best Buy employees.
Holy shit.
It says
wow.
Trexler escaped the store after a brief scuffle with employees during which he said he was armed with a knife.
Holy crap.
And that's just the first part. It says an hour later, it was believed that Trexler went to a GameStop and asked about video game consoles before handing the cashier a threatening note.
Oh my god, imagine being a GameStop employee. And it's like you're getting the bank heist treatment.
I mean, if I was a GameStop employee, I would just tell them, yo, just take it. It ain't even worth it. I don't get paid.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I don't get paid that much. It says that he went behind the sales counter and grabbed a pair of scissors, but was stopped by an employee and who was able to toss the scissors away during the scuffle. So this idiot went behind the counter, grabbed a pair of scissors. I'm like, I like video games, but not that much. Holy crap.
There's drugs involved here.
I like to think so.
There's drugs involved here.
It said that the cashier sustained minor injuries, but refused medical treatment. But that employee chased Trexler off from the store. So bravo to you, for standing your ground, getting rid of that guy. And it's
God.
It's crazy that this guy. So he attacked a woman cashier, pinned her against the wall, and then ran off with the merchandise. Then he went to a GameStop and then gave out a threatening note and grabbed a pair of scissors to try to stab the guy. They got into a scuffle. And then I'm like, yo, like either he's selling this stuff to get money for drugs or I don't know.
Holy shit.
Says he was.
Yeah, that's gotta be drugs. That's gotta be drugs.
It said that this guy, then he went to another business and tried to steal. It doesn't give the name of the third one, but he went to another business and tried to steal another gaming console before he was finally taken into custody by the police.
Good lord, that dude was on a fucking... My lord. Yeah, that sounds like drugs.
Yes,
that sounds like drugs.
It says that this guy had several warrants in September alone just for thefts that happened days earlier. Several warrants. Which means this
Drugs.
guy was literally, yeah, it's gotta be drug.
Yeah, that's drugs. That's drugs. That stealing that many times and then being this erratic, like that's meth. That's meth.
And this just, he's gotta be getting this stuff so that he can sell it to get money for that. You know,
right? Yeah.
Because it's like, I can't see nobody, stealing an Xbox Series X just to play it.
Right?
Not these days, man.
Right?
So
oh man, like of course.
Yeah, he had.
I actually looked up a photo of this dude.
You see?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. This one of those stories where I already know it's just like some white trash meth head. And I was correct. This screams white trash meth head antics because like that dude went like holy shit. Yeah, the dude looked rough, but like holy fuck.
The neck tattoo and the neck tattoo gave it away for me. I'm like, this dude is on drugs.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It said he was charged with 2 counts of first-degree attempted robbery, shoplifting, and criminal mischief.
Good God.
All of that. It doesn't say why he stole it, but it's like you can put 2 and 2 together. Either he, like I said, it's got to be a drug habit. It's got to be.
Yeah, it's drugs. Nothing else would make you want to get like expensive like you know what I mean, consoles can be flipped like that, you know what I mean, like, and you're repeatedly hitting up places for theft. Yeah, that's drugs. That's meth or something. Meth or crack.
And it sure as hell doesn't help that they got you on camera at all of these stores,
right?
So it's like
assaulting people too, like geez.
The good thing is that nobody got hurt. I mean, other than minor injuries, nobody got killed. Yeah. Which is good.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just hope that that the cashier, the lady cashier, that she's okay, because that's got to be a messed up experience for her.
Oh yeah, that's got to be traumatizing, right? Like having to go back to work after that kind of stuff. Yeah, I hope she's adjusting well to it, because yeah, that's.
Nah, I would quit after that. If I was a lady, I'd just be like, man, I'm gonna get a remote job and work from home from now on.
Oh, and you know that they probably only compensate her with like, like here's 30% off everything in one shopping spree or something.
Yeah, they probably
for you not suing us.
They probably gave her a free month of the Xbox Game Pass.
Oh my God! Plus the Fire Stick.
If you get the Amazon, you get the Amazon bundle, but you don't get access to Diablo 4. Because that's that's the higher tier. Jesus Christ, people with these like there's no shortage of articles that we can find, because people are just getting dumber and dumber as days go on, and it's just like, man, like how do you defend this as a gamer?
Exactly. You can't.
Whether it's an addiction, maybe he's addicted to video games, or maybe, like I said, it's drugs. It boils down to addiction. It's gotta be drugs.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Anytime video games and crime are even like within 4 miles of each other, the journalists are on it. The protective groups are all over that. The family groups, like every single time, because someone's gonna try and spin this as like video games, turn you into a crackhead.
Yeah. Like they're just looking for that stuff. Oh, video games causes violence. Oh, video game causes you to become a criminal. I'm like, no, being fucked up in the head causes you to be a criminal.
Yeah. Exactly.
For the most part, I'm like, these parents don't want to admit that their kids are crazy. I hate to use that word, but that's what it is. If your kid is crazy enough to emulate something they see in a video game, they ain't all there.
No, they're not. And people always forget, like, these incidents that we talk about where there's these incidents we talk about. and like these kids, it's like this didn't happen out of nowhere. These kids probably had issues for years that their parents just completely ignored, right? It wasn't their problem, right? Oh, their kid's just, he's just different. He has troubles, and they ignore that for so long. And then suddenly your kid's stabbing another kid over what they said to them in Roblox. Like,
yeah, just, or stealing somebody's car or shooting somebody. And I'm just like, man, like, your kid wasn't right. I played a lot of games in my day. I played Mortal Kombat. You didn't see me going out in the street and ripping people's heart out their chest.
yeah, exactly. Exactly, right? Like, it's a medium in which people, unfortunately, like, what, I don't know, we're not banning Jeeps because people realize, like, wow, a lot of murderers drive Jeeps. I don't actually know what they primarily drive, but you know what I mean? Like, someone looks through all these news articles and it's like, wow, I'm seeing that a lot of murderers drive Jeeps. I wonder if driving a Jeep makes you a murderer. No, it makes you cool as hell when you take all the doors and windows off.
Like, it's a deeper root here. I think that, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, but it's like it all boils down to mental illness not being treated the way that it should be, because you have a lot of people here, especially in this country, who are trying to protect everybody's feelings. Oh, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So you can't even say that a person is mentally unstable. They want to try to switch the words up and stuff, and all of this bullshit that buries the problem. Nobody's doing anything about this stuff. You know what they do? You know what they do on the news when a kid shoots up a school? They go into the backstory. Well, he was always bullied as a kid, or he was always a quiet kid. Oh, and I'm
so kind.
I'm like, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't give a flying crap what happened in the kid's life. That does not give you the right to go to a school and to take out innocent people.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the mindset of people these days. Oh, we don't want to deal with the issue, so we'll bury it under bullshit language. So maybe it'll change it.
That's one thing that always pisses me off. That's one thing that always pisses me off. Is if you want a diagnosis, you better want it so that you can get better. People now just want diagnosis so they can be like, oh, I can't do this because I have, like this disorder, and to me it's like, okay, I have an issue with like my obsessive compulsive disorder, right? But yeah, and that makes things difficult. So, but I went and I got a diagnosis, so now I know what I have, so I can work through the fucking thing, right? And now it's like, it doesn't bother me, it doesn't affect my life. And that's the thing that I hate is, people use these excuses now, but there's no incentive to get better, right? And I'm sorry, but once we stopped with all the mental hospitals and involuntary commitment and stuff, like, that was it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like people, like I said, people here are so worried about hurting people's feelings instead of doing what's right. And this is why stuff keeps going the way that it is, and, stuff like this guy will probably go to jail for a little bit, then he'll be back out on the streets. Nobody's going to evaluate this guy to see if he's got a drug problem, if he's got mental issues.
Nope, he's just a number. He's just a number in the system.
And when they'll probably do something about it? When he kills somebody. Then they'll do something about it. But let's not stop the issue while it's here in our face. It's just it's ridiculous, man. And I feel sorry for the people that had to go through that. Anyways, though, let's move on to
let's continue. Yes.
As bad as that situation was, this one is even worse.
Yeah, this one's fucked.
Gainesville man, and that's down here in Florida. Gainesville man sentenced in a case involving a teen sex victim.
Ooh.
a software engineer
God.
who helped develop the early stage video game technology used for popular games like Fortnite and Gears of War, is spending the rest of his life in federal prison for holding a 16-year-old runaway girl as a sex slave in Florida for over 6 weeks.
Good God.
It says,
Good God. What the fuck?
it says that the U.S. District Judge Alan Windsor sentenced Timothy Frederick Murphy Johnson, and that tells me everything that I need to know. A man that was 40 years old in Gainesville, he sentenced him to 90 years in prison.
Good.
So he's gonna die in there.
That's pretty good. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, and it won't be from old age. Once the other prisoners hear what he's done.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
You hurt women and children, you're not gonna have a good time. And those kind of crimes, oh yeah, he's not. As soon as the word gets around, he's done. He's cooked. He's cooked.
Said that Murphy Johnson pled guilty to enticing a teen in Corpus Christi, Texas, to run away from her family last summer and join him in Florida, where he told her they would build a new life together.
That's so fucked, man. That's so fucking awful.
It said that he took the girl to his trailer home located on a dirt road on rural countryside 10 miles northeast from the University of Florida campus, which I know exactly where that is.
Oh, God.
And it's just...
Oh, the details are nasty.
Yeah, it's just...
I'm not even getting into the details.
Like
there's a lot in that article, yeah.
That's about as far as...
That's fucking wild.
That's about as far as I'm going to go on that. That's disgusting.
That is... Yeah, that is fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy, and that is about to be like a fucking PR disaster for these... Like, for these companies. Oh, man. Like, because he you know, like, a lot of technology, like, yeah, in Fortnite and stuff, right? Oh, man.
This guy, like,
so bad.
I'll go about, like, I won't go too deep into it, but it said when they found the teen that she was stripped, she had been stripped and she was tied to a bed for days, cut with a knife and sexually assaulted by him and his girlfriend, not just him. And his girlfriend.
Oh, God. Carla Homolka and fucking Paul Bernardo shit. That's fucking wild.
Jesus Christ.
That's fucking wild.
So
can you imagine, though? Holy fuck.
So him and his girlfriend tortured this girl. And they said...
That's fucking insane.
They said they found sex toys, handcuffs, condoms, and Plan B.
No more. No more. Let's not continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more. We're not continuing this. We're not continuing the article. But, like, can you fucking imagine, though? Like, you go to work with these people. Like, think about the people who, like, worked with this dude and he's just, like, this random tech person. Like, that's the craziest thing.
Jesus Christ.
That's, like, crazy.
But but the good news
people are
is...
absolutely fucked.
The good news is, which, I mean, it's good news, but then, you know... It's also kind of, you know, unfair because you have both people who are doing the exact same thing. Him and his girl, he gets 90 and she gets 23 years.
She probably did a plea deal on him. She probably snitched. She probably snitched on him.
Where's the equality in that?
Yeah, well, I don't know how much she put on there, but yeah, usually she either probably snitched or I actually don't know the whole situation. I don't know if I want to know, but god damn. But, like, holy fuck, like, watch who you're talking to, people.
Yeah.
Like, watch who you're talking to. And if someone in any way, shape, or form tries to make you believe that their presence in your life is going to make your life significantly better, get the fuck away from that person, because they're going to make your life significantly worse.
Yeah, I mean,
it's but
holy crap,
like,
man.
That's absolutely crazy. And yeah, it's just absolutely, like, the way people use the internet and the way people use technology and stuff just to, like, Oh, it's crazy. I honestly, like, it's controversial, but I would almost, I wish the internet required using license, you know? In some ways, I almost wish that using the internet required, like, registration and stuff, like, like driving a car,
It's just
like some sort of license to use the internet, because there's so much fucking shit like this.
it's just one of those things where it's, again, why aren't, like, using my father as an example, my father was always involved in everything that we did. He always asked what was going on. Are there any problems? Is there anything you need to talk to me about? Parents don't check on their kids like they used to anymore. Even me, as
No.
almost 40 years old, my father calls me to check on me. Hey, you all right?
So is Mother Fearless, yep.
And it just feels like a lot of these parents, they're not involved in their kids' lives the way that they should, because if they were, they would catch if there was something going on with their daughter. If she needed help, if she needed to talk about something, she wouldn't have ran away.
Exactly.
Most kids,
exactly. Like there's a lot going on at home, clearly, right?
Most kids that run away, they feel alone. That's why they do that.
Yeah.
They feel like people don't care about them, like their parents is not around enough. And it's like, talk to your children. This could have been prevented. I don't know what her situation is. I don't know what it is, but for a 16-year-old to run from Corpus Christi, Texas, to Gainesville, Florida, to be with some strange monster and his monster girlfriend, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
And they torture her.
Yeah.
And she'll never be right after this.
No, she won't. No, it doesn't matter how many. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just glad they rescued her. They found her and they returned her home to her family. So hopefully her family is gonna help this girl out.
Hopefully they're not the fucking problem.
Jesus Christ. This
right.
You read stories like that and it's like, man, I'm glad I didn't eat before stream.
Right. Ugh.
Anyways, though, we got
that's what I'm saying.
So that's the end of my notes, but we're gonna get into a deeper conversation with the video game companies and the video game world and how we fear how things is just the way that things are going. Do you want to start off first?
Yep. At times I'm kind of like laggy too, but it's okay. Yeah, I think we're at the end here. I think we are about to see another video game crash. It's happening. It's happening. The video game industry enjoyed like almost 20 years of smooth cash flow. And then I think once COVID hit and everyone was playing games and everyone was inside, they were seeing these record numbers. And like Icarus, I think they flew a little too close to the sun, right? And once the numbers started going down, well, in capitalism, that's the worst thing you could ever have is the numbers going down, right? So now we're seeing, first we saw nonstop cash grabs, remakes, and only some of them were bumping, and then that was fine. Last year, full of flops. There were at the very we got some good games last year, but this year, full of flops. Most of them, like, actually, we did get some good games last year, but this year has been full of flops. I haven't seen, like, this year is actually insanely full of flops. And then on top of that, we have all the consoles are just a shit show. And it's so many companies trying to keep up while not hitting the revenue that they're getting anymore. And you can see it, and you can see it in the stocks, and you can see it in just all these different ways that they're trying to monetize things, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the end soon.
And it's a combination of things. Inflation hasn't made anything better, but I just think that the video game world, along with Hollywood, they're creatively bankrupt. They're out of ideas.
Yep.
What could they possibly do
They absolutely are. Yep.
now that hasn't been done before? Like I feel like they rested on their laurels with the DLC bullshit. They rested on that. They rested on these remakes, and now people are getting tired of remakes. So what are y'all gonna do? The video game sales because of the prices like I just mentioned, and because bullshit tactics like this, people aren't buying your stuff. So I mean, I think the last time when we was talking about Sony, I think it dropped the Sony hardware. These guys plan on doing. Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulties over here myself. What the hell, Twitch?
Yeah, we'll just finish this rant.
Yeah, well,
it's okay. It's my side.
Yeah,
I'm lagging.
My bitrate just dropped. But anyways, though.
Yeah, Twitch is being weird. Mine too. Anyway.
Yeah, so it's like I don't think that there's anything more that these video game companies can do because, like I said, creatively bankrupt. They can't keep doing the DLC bullshit because that doesn't work. They can't keep doing remakes. So what technology?
Nope.
With technology being the way that it is, as advanced as it is, there's really nothing else that they can do. So
there's nothing.
And it's like it's scary when you're a console gamer and you have a lot of people who don't want to realize that how bad things are getting. But I mean, it's really bad.
Exactly.
It's really bad. Nobody's buying consoles. People can't afford to get, they can't really afford to buy PCs and stuff. And it's just
exactly. Sorry, mine are being weird too.
It's all good. So
yeah,
I really don't know. I really don't know where we go from here.
I have no clue. I have no clue. We've hit the peak of so many.
And it's like even if they came out, even if they come,
that's what I'm saying. Like nothing.
Idea because what do we have that loan these franchises that a lot of people have nostalgia for, and then they screw it up.
Yep. Oh yeah, remakes have been sucking, and then there's like, I would think even the next big thing, like there was VR, but VR is fucking expensive, and there's like not a lot of games that support VR, and then the fact is like with me, I'd love to try VR, but I don't know if I'm gonna get motion sick. Like, yeah, we've kind of gotten to the point, and they can't razzle dazzle us anymore with good graphics and stuff, right?
Yeah, because it all comes down to like you're playing the same thing like when Nintendo. I played Pokemon back in '97. Every single Pokemon game from that point is basically it's the same game with better graphics and just more Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Microsoft with the bullshit Call of Duty games. It's the same damn game over and over again.
Yep.
It's like you're not fooling anybody. And it's like after a while, did they honestly think that this was going to keep people enticed and keep people wanting to play their stuff? They're just giving us the same stuff, and Capcom reselling the same game on every console that comes out.
Yeah.
I love Resident Evil 4, but how many damn times are you going to keep putting it out on new consoles? I played it on the game.
Exactly.
I played it on the GameCube. I played it on the PS2 when they ported it over. I played it on the PS3 when they ported it. I played it on PS4. Now they got the remakes that they pushed out on all the consoles. Now they got them on mobile. And when the PS6 comes out and the next Xbox, they'll port the games to that. It's like do something else.
They're out of ideas. They're out of ideas.
And it's like this is ridiculous. Like, and it's like when we do get unique games from the indie developers, they attack them and try to get it taken down.
Exactly. No one can win.
And then they wonder why. They can't sell nothing. Why nothing is moving. What the hell did y'all expect?
Shot themselves in the foot.
Y'all taking away all avenues for a gamer to be able to get your product, or to get a product like your product, So what do you expect? You know,
Exactly.
it's just, I mean, and I don't feel sorry for it. You know who I feel sorry for? The fans, some of them, because some of them are just fucking idiots. But,
Yeah.
you know, for the game developers who spend time and hours developing this stuff, and you know, they're just doing what the company's telling them to do. So I don't really blame
Yeah.
them. At the end of the day, it's people like Annapurna or whatever the heck her name is. People like her. It's people like that dumb idiot, the former president from Blizzard, who said that, oh, you're getting a discount from the PS5 Pro 700 price.
Yeah.
It's
It's all
people.
cope.
It's people like that. On top of that, they got people who have no idea what the hell they're doing. They have no idea what the gaming mind is like, what gamers like, because they don't come from that world.
Exactly.
So they're going about it.
They're so disconnected.
It is, and it's just it's sad. And
It is.
I never thought I would ever get to a point where I'm just like, you know, gaming, I'm not really that excited about it anymore.
No, I just play what I play, but yeah, the day of being hyped for releases is over for me. What's the point?
Yeah,
Like 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be trash. Or it's gonna need like 20 updates until it's not trash, and then you just buy the Ultimate Edition. Like,
yeah, that's bad that the last game that I was excited for was the Resident Evil 4 remake. That was the last game I was excited about. People keep asking me about Metal Gear Solid 3, the remake, and Silent Hill 2, and I'm just like, I'm cautiously optimistic. That's about as good as these companies are gonna get out of me, man.
Yeah, that's about it for me too. Yeah.
And it's like I swore off Nintendo, even though I love Metroid. I love Metroid, and I you know, there are games that I like to play. I'm not gonna give them any more of my money. If this is the bullshit that they're gonna do, I can't support that. And if more people did that shit, these companies would not do this crap. If y'all said no, we're not gonna buy it, and I think that's where it's going. People are just saying, I'm not buying it. You know, because video game companies were at their best when their back was against the wall and they had to figure out something.
Yeah, exactly. But
and you talk about, you know,
here we are.
Yeah, the old saying that you know, that my father says, privilege is invisible to those who have it. So
exactly,
when you got people who have this endless amount of cash coming in, we can do whatever we want, overinflated egos. And look where that got you.
And then they lose sight of it, and they're not making stuff for the common man anymore. They're just making things line their pockets.
Yeah. And it is sad. It is very sad, but rant over. I'm sorry I went off on a tangent there, folks.
Yep, that's no worries. That's no worries. We'll be here documenting it. So, you know.
Yeah, when we get
we'll be live documenting the fall.
When we get to episode 100 or 200 and all that.
Yeah.
like the PS6.
Yeah, episode 200, yeah.
Like the PS6 is absolute trash.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I hope that the audio is not bad, because holy crap. That
was Twitch being weird to you too?
Yeah, my bit rate it tanked. Like it went from it went from around 5,000 to like down to 1,000 bit rate.
Yeah, mine's been tanking the entire stream. It's Twitch. Good to know it's Twitch.
Yeah, your stream it keeps rebuffing over here.
Yep.
But anyways,
good to know it's Twitch. Oh well.
Hopefully, hopefully you guys enjoyed the show today. That is it for episode 13 of the Hot Takes podcast. We will be back in 2 weeks for episode 14.
Yes.
We'll have another good show for you guys. Thank you to everyone that showed up. I will not be streaming today because I'm tired and I want to sleep.
And I will be later. I gotta check out. Yeah, get your sleep. I will in a little bit, but I gotta figure out what the hell Twitch thinks it's doing. But yes, thank you, Ken. I appreciate you always.
Yes, Kelsey, it's always a pleasure. Thank you to everyone that showed up. I will see y'all next time. Y'all take care.
You guys take care. Bye.